Welcome to I'm Doing Well. This is my podcast. When I was younger, my favorite flavor of icy was red because flavors when you're younger are colors. They're not flavors. Like I'm sure red is actually cherry, but to an adolescent version of me, or I guess, anyone, cherry ices are red ices. Well, they can still be that way now, but the flavor of a red icy was red. I'm aware it's cherry now. I think it was just my favorite flavor because it was my favorite color. And it soon didn't, it fell out of favor of being, the best color in my head. Because what I learned when I was young is that the character in Star Trek that's wearing red is always the one that dies first. So I quickly jump ship. I'm a bandwagoner in the game of colors. And I went to Team Blue. I said, blue's my favorite color. I think it was third grade. I said, blue. Let's do this blue thing, right? Let's give this a try. And so I did. I was a blue guy for a while. And then I realized, the basics are red and blue. I don't want to be basic, There's something very basic about blue. So I became a free agent. I didn't jump ship. I became a free agent. And since then, I think maybe, middle school is when I became a free agent. Since then, I've just been kind of saying that I associate with the purple team and that purple, is my favorite color. But I don't even know if that's true. Some days it's like green, I never tell people green because I don't know. I feel weird about the color green, but there's something very comforting about purple. So I tell people, if I'm feeling a certain way that day, that when asked what my favorite color is, I say purple. And I don't even know if I truly believe that. But that was the reason I got cherry ices when I was younger, because it was my favorite color. But now I think my favorite, flavor of icy is blue, or blue raspberry, I believe is what adults are supposed to call them. I don't know if I'm an adult. I asked a couple people this past week, when do you call yourself an adult? And I don't think there's a right answer. I think it's different for everyone. Some people find themselves calling themselves adults at 14. If they grew up in really, harsh circumstances, they were forced to grow up pretty quick. And then some people probably, don't feel like they ever become adults, Maybe they go into the 40s and 50s and they're like, I don't think I'm an adult yet. My mom makes me food. She does my laundry. I don't think I can call myself an adult. And maybe those people don't, ever become adults. I mean, legally they're adults. Yeah, if you're in your 40s and 50s, you're an adult. If you're 14, absolutely not an adult. But in terms of mindset, when do people mentally feel like they're an adult? Because right now, I'm 22 years old. I don't feel like an adult. And I wonder if ever, will that be? Is there going to be one formative moment? Will it be over, a while? Will I get a certificate? That's the most important question. Do I get to get ice cream after? I hope it's a formative moment because then I'll know and then I'll celebrate. I've been adult would have answers to these questions, which is further proof that I'm not an adult. But now I get blue raspberry ices because I like the way they taste. I don't care of the color. I got a IDGAF attitude. I don't give a flip attitude, I get the flavor that I think tastes best, which is blue raspberry. Sometimes, I know, I don't tell others, but I get a swirl. I know, ooh. Not with friends, when I'm by myself. I might dabble in a swirl. Would never do it in front of another, respectable person. But sometimes I dabble in a swirl. I know. Burger King, Burger King used to, I think they still might have ices. They did a monumental collab. Ices and Burger King, they had cherry ices and Coke ices, and I would get those swirled a lot because cherry Coke is very good. I think the point of what I'm trying to say is that if we suddenly changed all cherry ices to be made with blood instead of cherry flavoring, how long would it take for the world to notice? That was pretty much the point I wanted to get to. Because I wonder if suddenly we made cherry ices, or we'll call them red ices now. If suddenly we just started making all red ices with blood instead of the cherry, whatever, would people know? And the people that do know, would they be brave enough to speak up? Because personally, I don't know. I think the social pressure of it all would keep me silent. I might go to a gas station, movie theater, whatever, and I get, red icy because I want to think about the old days, and I would sip it, and be like, oh, is this what the old days taste like? Sip it a little more. Oh no, it's not what the old days taste like. It's a different old days. This is not what they taste like. And I would throw it away. Or maybe I would sip it throughout the movie. It's nice to have that. And I would probably make, a note of it, a mental note. I would store it, in the memory. Next time I go to the movies, let's not do that. So I go to the movies again 2 weeks later. I don't get it. I get blue raspberry and I enjoy every second because it's a good flavor. The best flavor even, I've heard someone say. But then fast forward to another month. Now we're 6 weeks out. I'm like, okay, surely whatever was making them taste that way, maybe it was the machine, maybe it was the person that day, maybe it was the shipment delivery, something had gone wrong. Maybe that fixed itself. So let's go for red icy again. Think of the good old days. Let's try it again. I get a red icy again. I notice, oh my, oh, oh, what? This tastes like shit. Well, it would taste like blood, but I wouldn't know that because I don't consume blood enough, to know that. I don't consume blood. I'm just saying, like, if you ever have a cut in your mouth, I guess you technically consume blood. So I didn't feel comfortable enough to say I've never consumed blood because, I've probably consumed blood. It's my own blood, Also didn't want to say I get a cut and suck on it because I don't do that. That's always been weird to me. Like someone gets cut and they immediately go, I'm like, oh, God, oh, put some water on it. God, not your human-made water. Put some nice faucet on that. Okay, don't. God, ew. Anyways, I would taste it that second time 6 weeks later, and I would be like, oh, it's not any different. And then I don't think I would tell anyone. I think I would just throw it away and be like, okay, so I'm never going to get that again. So I would have kept silent. So if a world was made of Gauruvs, no one would ever realize that we made a transition to blood ices from cherry ices. And that's the world that we would live in. But then there could be a world of other people that immediately, oh, that's blood. They would know. I don't know how. Maybe they were on a weird game show, but they would know instantly. And then, it would come out. There'd be lawsuits. Icy would be similar to the icebergs, and they would melt away, dissolve. Okay. Yeah, I just made a global warming joke. That's okay. How did? But yeah, I wonder, if the world we suddenly were drinking blood ices, would we know? I don't know. Let me tell you what. Things are getting worse. Me recording this. I just checked. It's 11:04 p.m. on drumroll, please. You can hire me for events. If you want to drumroll. I don't know what the hell that was. It's 11:04 p.m. on Sunday. That's right. 56 minutes before the day that these should go up. But I'll tell you what, I just, you see the way I'm dressed. I just recorded on 11 p.m. on Sunday. I just recorded the newest episode of the UC Davis Show, episode 3. So that should come out tomorrow, Monday. It should already be out by the time you're seeing this. And this will be out probably Tuesday. I realize as long as the UC Davis Show exists, I think these will probably have to come out on Tuesdays just because I'm working on that. I'm going to end that series. I think at either 10 or 11 episodes, I'm doing it and then I'm not doing it again. It's done. I realize with series, they're a really good idea, but you gotta do them and then set a finish date and end it. Don't keep doing it just to do it. Do it when you have fun. And so I think just to, exercise that muscle, I'm going to go 10 weeks at least, maybe 11. If they do like a finals week, I'll do it then. But I'm going to do 10 or 11 and I'm out. Okay. I just want to see if I can do it, come up with jokes every week, and then I'm popping out of there. So, I mean, it's already gotten, really a great response. My channel has grown a little bit, because of that. This is my most successful January ever in terms of subscribers and, I guess people finding me. So that's really dope. And, I work for the, social media team for UC Davis. I've talked about it, Stream. Shit. Remember I said it just flows off your tongue and it's programmed into your brain? Apparently it's not. And this actually got me wondering earlier this week, when do we cross over from, what is it? There's 2 words. One of them is, when does conditioning, right? Okay. Stay with me here. What is the line between conditioning and brainwashing? At what point are we conditioned, and then at what point is it brainwashing? Because there's a distinction between the two, right? And there's a point where you cross over. And I wonder, is that a definable moment? That's a conversation for another day. But, I said I was conditioned to say this thing, and I just forgot it. So I guess I'm, not giving into the system. Fighting the power. Heck yeah. But no, Stream. We're UC Davis's newest student social media team. And I was talking to, I have a couple, I would say, managers, people that, are above me. And I was talking to one of my managers, and, we talked about this for a couple of months, but it's super cool. It's going to happen. I'm going to give like a presentation to the UC Davis social media team about, my YouTube strategy, the way I go about YouTube, which is super cool. It's great that I get the opportunity, and it's awesome that it's going to happen. And so I had a one-on-one with my manager, and they told me, some things in my PowerPoint presentation to go over, to touch on, to cover. And everything was pretty standard, like, why did you start making videos? What do you think about when you're making videos? Have you noticed anything, unique about the Davis audience? Because that's really a majority of my audience are UC Davis students. And so they're like, is there anything you notice specifically, about this niche audience? And then the last question that was brought up to me was the most interesting, and I haven't stopped thinking about it for 3 days. The question, and apparently a couple people are curious about this, is what is the purpose behind my videos? And I was like, all right, existential, let's calm down there. Don't don't ask a 22-year-old the purpose of something. What are you trying to do? Jeez, make me spiral? Ugh. Very insensitive. No. But the thing is, I, clown a lot of Davis content. If you follow my channel, you know that I react to a lot of Davis produced content on the YouTube page. It's pretty much, yeah, just the YouTube page I look at because it's pretty, outdated. It's just a repository, a graveyard for things now like podcast and these weird like announcement videos. It's not a YouTube channel. It's just a UC Davis YouTube page. It's not a channel. It's just a page where things go. And they asked me, the thing that's apparently some people, my managers, are curious about is how am I going to answer the question of why do I make the content I make? And specifically, like why do I go at Davis's throat so much? I mean, it's all for fun and it's in a playful manner in my eyes. Some people don't, take jokes the same way other people take jokes. Humor is subjective. The things I find funny, they might not find funny. It could just be rude, Sometimes that happens. And it's unfortunate. I never want to hurt feelings, but sometimes, you push a certain thing too hard and it does get a little, abrasive. And this was such an interesting question because I was like, yeah, why do I make my content? My, manager offered some ideas. Is it just to make people laugh? Is it to inform people? Is it to bring attention to this? And I was like, I don't know. It's a combination of so many things. I can't just say this is my purpose of why I make the videos I do. But I will come up with an answer for the presentation. So I need to think about it more. But the thing that's got me thinking, anytime I'm asked an uncomfortable question, which I guess this one was, because I didn't know the answer. So I'm out of my comfort zone, not knowing the answer. That's out of your comfort zone. Speaking of comfort, let me undo these buttons. Oh my God. It changes things. It changes everything. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Boom. Boom. Also, tied this tie. I found a smaller knot tutorial, and this one's super simple. There's like 3 steps. I now confidently, can I just say, not bragging, but yeah, I am. I know how to tie a tie. So, ladies, no. It got me thinking, anytime I'm asked an uncomfortable question, what if I threw it back on them? And then it got me thinking, oh yeah, what if I did ask them that? What is the purpose behind their content? And then when I asked myself that question, I think I answered the question they had posed for me. That was confusing, so let me take you through it. They asked me, why do you make these videos? I didn't have an answer. It got me thinking, what if I asked them the question, why do they make their videos? And that's where I found my answer. The reason I make my videos, let me clarify. Or let me make a disclaimer. One of the reasons, there are many reasons I make videos. Every video might be made for a different reason. There's some videos I make purely to get a laugh out of people. There's, that actually is the constant thread. In, I would say all my videos, I always want there to be at least one point where someone laughed. But then sometimes some have more, I don't want to say agenda behind them, because I never think that deeply about it. But some of them do have like, an underlying commentary that I try not to bring out, but I make, I touch on with jokes. Like the Reddit video. It's for jokes, but the jokes come from, that place of all those, how ridiculous I find it when people say don't stress or whatever when things get hard. That, like, I guess that, frustration with that was something I wanted to highlight in that video. And I guess that, on top of jokes, that was something I wanted to highlight and let people know that, yes, it is ridiculous for people to say, don't stress when things are stressful. Because that post was getting, just positive responses. And I wanted to let people know that, yes, if you find this ridiculous, I do too. It is ridiculous. And I think some people resonated with that. Some people didn't. I'm just doing it for the people that resonated with it. Which, there's some, I don't know. there's probably cult undertones to that whole thing. You know, doing it for the people that follow your, you know, mindset, and then, you know, making that stronger. I don't know what I'm talking about. The thing I really want to talk about is, what is the purpose behind why, you know, UC Davis's content? Because there's a video in particular that makes me think about this. It was the like 7 tips, or like online tips for success. Or it's this video, like online tips to how to succeed online. Davis made this video, and I made a video, this one right here, reacting to it. And I realized in that video, I touch on this idea of like, that video, Davis's video completely missed the mark. Their title was, you know, how to succeed in online, you know, school. And in the video, if you watch it, there's no online tips to succeed. There's maybe one. I think I gave credit for one of the jokes. I mean, one of the tips. I'm really doing a terrible job at articulating this. I talked to my mom 2 days ago about this, and I did such a good job. But that's also, I think, why I recorded this podcast so late. I could have done it last night, but I was tired, and then I was scared that I was going to fuck this idea up in explaining it. And here I am, fucking it up. But let me try to, you know, take a step back, simplify this, because I think I got too deep into places that I didn't want to go. I'll just say my point of view. Why does Davis, Jesus. Davis makes content. And I wonder, do they look at that content and say, what is the purpose of this content before they put it out? Because sometimes it seems like, actually most of the time, they don't ask themselves that question. And so I look at that video in particular, you know, the tips for online success, and the video doesn't follow the title at all. And I talk about that in my video. I'm like, it seems like they were given a different prompt than the title of the video. The prompt, it seems like they were given was, hey, can you just, you know, I didn't say in the video, but like, can you just, you know, I don't even want to say it here because it sounds so gross. Like, can you just brag about, I'll say it in the PG way, can you just brag about Davis? Okay. That seems like what they were told to do. Like, can you tell the public how good Davis has handled online learning, the transition to online learning? But then the title of the video is completely not that. It's, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up the title of the video. Online tips, UC Davis. Okay, let's see. Let's see what that video was. That's the other problem. You try to search for Davis's videos and they never pop up. God. Some guy named Gauruv Virk popped up? Jesus Christ. He's got a weird face. Okay, I'm just going to find my video, and then I always put the link to the original video. Okay, there. Student Success Tips for Remote Learning. That was the title of the video. Student Success Tips for Remote Learning. There is, I'm going to say for the sake of my argument, there's not a single success tip. It's just students, you know, stroking Davis's, you know, ego. Like Roberto, he said like, Davis has a student lending program and they gave me a computer. How dope is that? And it's like, oh yeah, that's a great tip. Awesome. That's, Davis gave you a computer? What a good tip. It's not a tip. And so I wonder, there's gotta be, right, a team of people that worked on the video. How did the team not watch the video and then realize, oh yeah, students aren't going to get anything out of this video? There's nothing to get from the video. It's a pointless video. And I said it in my video, it's a objectively, it's a bad video. And so my question for them is the same exact question they asked me. When they make a video, what is their purpose? Because similar to how they don't understand the purpose of why I make the videos I do, I don't understand the purpose of why they make the videos they do. And that is part of the reason why I make the videos I do. I did a terrible job of explaining it. But I hope you got what I mean, or you get what I mean. And it was funny I never thought about that. It was funny to hear that my managers are like, yeah, why do you make so many jokes about Davis? Why do you go after Davis so much? Because I never thought that people questioned the purpose behind my actions. And so then it was funny to me to think that when I post a video talking about a Davis piece of social media content, that there are people that are like, genuinely, like, why did he make that? I'm so interested. That's interesting. Why did he make that joke? Or video, sorry. The thing is, at the end of the day, all of the content I make is to make a joke. That's it. It's weird when I make, I don't really do it anymore. I used to make more videos on like how to succeed in college, more tip stuff. But I don't care for videos like that, And even in those videos, I always injected my personality and the jokes at the forefront. The tips and the point of the video was always in the back. Because to me, the point was to make a joke. I said that in the worst way possible. I wish I could say that in a better way. I hope you got what I mean. Because the way I presented it was not good at all. With that, I'm going to move on to something else. I'm going to leave that topic there. Maybe I'll, watch this and realize, oh, Gauruv, you dummy. You should have said this. And maybe I'll touch on it next week. But I think we're done for this week on that one. So, I was thinking about it. We're still going through the pandemic, right? For the most part, pets are kind of good. Like, they're not going to get COVID. And then it got me thinking, we've hit the 1 year birthday of COVID. I think it'd be done by now if dogs could get it. Because then I think it would force more people to care. Right now, only, people are dying. So no one really cares. But I think if dogs were dying, then people would be like, oh, we gotta get this thing under wraps. This is terrible. And I love dogs. Like, we have 2 of them. I'm just saying, I feel like this is more about like humans, I was doing homework this week, believe it or not. And what always happens is I do my homework and then you have to scan it and turn it in online because, that's the world. And instead of going to some random obscure office on campus and then slipping it through a little like mailbox hole and hoping it didn't get lost and that the professor doesn't just, lose it. And then he's like, oh, I don't know. I didn't see it. You have to do it again or you get a 0. And you're like, what is even the point? What are we doing here? Anyways, whenever I scan it, then I airdrop it to my computer. And so I can, upload it. Because the scanner app is on my phone, and then I upload it via my computer. Also, I'm still shaky on whether it's via or via, because I've used both, and I've been, scrutinized for using either. So I say via. I don't know what it is. I hope it's right. But it got me thinking, airdropping to a computer. What if, because it's just Bluetooth, you got to turn on Bluetooth to airdrop. It got me thinking, what if you could airdrop files to headphones, like wireless headphones? That'd be hilarious. It just starts like reading the entire document to you. Which, I mean, if you look at my homework, it's all circuits. What would it read you? It'd be like resistor R1, inductor, voltage source. And then it's like, what am I listening to? What is it? Is this that new? Is this what that new Katy Perry album's about? Okay. That's terrible. I think I'm like, this sucks. I'm so sorry. I think I completely butchered that idea so bad. I wish I said it in a better way. And now everything's thrown off. Man, I'm so sorry. Fuck. I was thinking about it earlier this week. Rocking chairs are so dope. I don't get why more people don't just casually have rocking chairs. There's probably a science behind them, right? Like why they're so good. I really hope someone gets on that. I think rocking chairs should be more acceptable in society. I think we're really missing the mark on that. Damn. Yeah, can today's scientists maybe pump the brakes on the vaccine and maybe get working on this whole rocking chair thing, Oh my God. We hit 30 subs on this channel, which is really funny because I don't think I've ever talked about subscribing to this channel. I've actually told people don't watch the podcast. I know, like, directly, I've told about 10 people. They've been like, oh, you have a podcast. I tell them, don't watch it. Don't watch it. It's bad. And as this episode proved. So it's funny, but also it's super, super dope that I have 30 subscribers on this channel. Because the channel's only been up, I've been doing this this is episode 6, right? A month and a half. And, it took me 3 months to get my main channel to 30 subs. Of course, that was when I wasn't making anything. Now I've been making stuff for a while, so that's why this hit 30 subs in a month and a half. But, we're going to hit 1,000 views total this week. The first episode's at like 400 views almost. So, yeah, thank you. That's super dope, when you put it in perspective. All the episodes have gotten at least 100 views in the first week, that is crazy, when you think about it. A classroom is what, 30 people, we'll say. Let's just go a little bit above the average. Let's say, and we're talking like, before college, because college is fucking crazy. I go in classes with 200 to 300 people, but high school, middle school, elementary school, we'll say a class was 33 people. That means 3 classrooms of people sit down and listen to me just talk about nothing for 45 minutes every week, which is super dope. Thank you so much. It's awesome. It's awesome. I wish, damn, that thing about the purpose, because to me, that has to be a dialogue. I said I was going to leave it alone. I'm going right back to it. That thing about, the purpose behind content, to me, that has to be a dialogue. Just this monologue is just garbage. I need someone to be like, oh, what about this? And then I'll have a good answer. and I can ask like, oh, you know what I mean? And then like I can reform my ideas as I'm talking. This monologue, this podcast, that's a flaw with podcasts. It's just a stream. I'm just spewing bullshit, And there's no one to be like, hey, well, I mean, the thing you just said, maybe not, right? And you're like, oh, right, sorry. I meant this. I started thinking about my purpose more, and I realized that people also probably have, their own ideas of why I make YouTube videos. And that was so interesting to me to think about too. And I've actually seen that in real life. I think people misjudging the reason why I make videos, because when I was a sophomore in college 2 years ago, there was a girl, freshman computer science major, that DM'd me on Instagram. I know. Gauruv, you dog. Anyways, God damn it. And she messaged me. She was like, oh, we're having a programming event in about a month. We want to record it. Would it be, it'd be cool if, could you just tag along and, you can make a video for us? And yeah, that was it. She didn't even offer to pay. She was just like, yeah, you can come along and make a video for us. And it was that moment I was like, oh, I didn't start making videos because I wanted to make videos for other people. I just wanted to tell jokes, and videos is my favorite way to tell jokes so far, that I've found. And so I was like, that's why I make jokes. Like I make jokes first. Videos just happen to be the way I do it. It's not like I was like, oh, I'm going to make videos. What should I make them about? And I was like, oh, let's make jokes. But that was interesting. She was like, oh yeah, you use a camera, film a thing for us. And so I lied and said I was busy that weekend. And I actually, I was, able to not feel guilty because I actually did end up being busy that weekend. But for about 2 weeks, I felt incredibly guilty that I just told this girl, no, I'm busy. But I'm not. But yes, I am. What am I busy doing? Not being at your thing. So she wanted me to drive to a programming event in like San Francisco just to record a video for them and then not get paid. Like, what? That's crazy. And then there was another person that was like, oh, can you be my editor? I was like, what? They're like, yeah, I'm going to make videos. And then you can be like you can be like a little character as my editor, You can put, I can refer to you and then you can pop in a little bit. I'm like, I don't want to do that at all. I don't even like editing my own shit. You think I want to edit yours? And then the last thing, people mistakenly think I care about the theory of cameras and filmmaking. I could give less of a shit. I don't I don't know anything about cameras, aperture and whatever. No, exposure. I don't know. I click the record button and that's it. I don't want to know enough about cameras. I know enough about cameras to do what I need to do, but caring about cameras, I don't. A lot of people I meet in real life at Davis, they just assume, they're like, oh, so you're a film major, right? And I'm like, no, nope, could care less. I don't think I've made a piece of content. I'm referring to this 45-minute podcast episode. I don't think I've made a piece of content that's made me look worse. I seem like a salty, toxic person that makes fun of content, and I think, I lie to people about recording a thing for them. I openly don't care about cameras. I'm not making a good name for good case for my moral being. You know what sucks? About 2 days ago, when I was thinking about this purpose idea, it was fresh in my mind. I was like, oh, this is going to be, I was so looking forward to this podcast episode. I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about such a cool thing. Like, I'm going to nail this. And here we are. And it sucks. It I'm sorry I keep saying it, but holy shit. I really missed the mark. Thank you for your comments on the last video. That was super dope. Alec, Samuel, Ashir, always, Claudia. It's insane that real people listen to this. I'm going to ask, so my friend Alex Fisher Wagner, he's big into cooking. And I was going to ask him this question. I haven't asked yet. Maybe I can ask you guys. What do you think? Is pudding a respectable food? I don't know, right? Because like little kids eat pudding, like in a Lunchable. Sometimes it's the dessert. And it seems like you use it to make that thing. Have you ever had this? Maybe I'm crazy. In preschool, we made these things. They were called like worms in the dirt or something. It's where you put chocolate pudding and then you put sprinkles, crushed Oreos, and then sprinkles. And then you put gummy worms in it. And it's like, the worms are in the mud. And it was super good. And to me, we ate it in preschool. It seems like such a kid food. And so I wonder, do chefs think pudding is respectable? Like if another chef is like, oh yes, I'm making pudding. I don't know. Apparently that's how chefs talk. I'm making pudding. And then another chef would look at him and be like, that guy should be banned from a kitchen because that is, what is that? That is a sacrilegious thing to do in the cooking world. Making pudding, really? When you can make creme brulee, which is just, pudding that we caught on fire for a little bit. Isn't it, right? Am I off base here? Personally, I think if you just did pudding, it's not respectable. It's just like a kid snack. I think if you implement or incorporate a small amount of pudding in a dish, I think that's respectable. Like if, there's a dessert, a little like, cookie or something, and it maybe had like a little bit of like pudding filling or something. I think that's respectable. But I don't know if pudding by itself is respectable, Yeah. That's an interesting one. As you know, or maybe you don't know, in 2 months, all of the UC applications come out. I'm still hung up on my answer about the purpose thing. Fuck. I'm gonna nail that presentation though. Don't worry. I'm gonna think about this. I'm gonna do great. Anyways, in March, all the UC applications come out. I think by April, all the college decisions for high schoolers are out. And in April, they just make their decision, and you got to make your decision by the end of April. And I saw some like advertising for this recently, and it said, class of 2025, get ready. And I saw that, I was like, what are you talking about? Why are we talking so far in the future? What do you mean 2025? And then it hit me. The freshman class is the class of 2025. That's, excuse my mouth, even though I've said the word 4 times this episode, fucking insane. 2025? That seems illegal. It's like, why are they, how are they? Oh my God. I saw that. I wanted to vomit. Vomit sounds so much more medical and gross than throw up. Nope, throw up's pretty damn gross too. Thank you for listening to the worst episode of this podcast. It means so much. We're at 30 subscribers. we'll do something special at 100. I don't know what it is. Maybe this will come out on a Monday. Maybe it'll come out the day it's supposed to. Maybe when I hit 100 subs, it'll actually, this will work, and I'll talk about something interesting. Uh, for those of you that listen, thanks so much. I, mentioned a couple of people earlier. You guys are the best. It means so much. I've said that so many times. I don't know how to be grateful. So then when I try to be, it just sounds weird. It's like me when I was in elementary school doing, they do the like trial runs for a spelling bee to see if you can make it to the next thing. I I always fucked up because I was like, I don't know how to spell. That was, you know what? Next episode, I'll tell you the first time I cheated. I remember when I cheated. It was a spelling test. I'm telling you too much. I'll tell you next episode. But yeah, they're like, you should spell it. I was like, I don't know how to do that. And they're like, yep. This is so shitty. But yes, I don't know how to do something. And so when I try to do it, it sounds awkward. Thank you. Thank you for listening. I can't wait to tell you about the first time I cheated next week. Okay. Oh, I didn't say the word. Housekeeping. There's none. Okay. See you next week. Bye.